A quiet village. A boy who stayed behind. A letter that never arrived, and the voice he still waits to hear. April 2024. Somewhere between the lines, Kharkiv Oblast, Ukraine. The road to the village of Pisky Novoselitsia hadn't been cleared in months. No buses. No aid. No soldiers, either, at least not the kind that wore uniforms. Just crows, blown leaves, and signs bent sideways by artillery wind. 14-year-old Maksym walked the same dirt path every morning, past the shattered schoolhouse, past the one well that still gave water, past the house where the radio used to hum, until Papa left with the last evacuation truck and Mama never came back from the next village. Now, it was just Maksym, his younger sister Darina, and the village dogs. 7 homes still had smoke in the chimneys. The others were ghost houses, empty, torn open, or worse. Maksym didn't talk much anymore. Except to the crows. Seen, the mailbox. Every morning, Maksym opened the rusted green mailbox on the gate. It was empty. Always empty. But he still opened it, every single day. Because Mama had promised, "You'll get my letter. Even if I can't come back. The crows will bring it." It was a joke, of course. But Maksym wasn't laughing. Not anymore. Flashback, the day she left. He remembered standing on the road, watching her bicycle disappear into the fields. She had gone to deliver food to the family across the woods, just 2 kilometers away. She wore her yellow scarf. She waved once. Then a single explosion, far off. After that, silence. She never returned. No one went to check. No one dared. Seen, the radio. That evening, Maksym sat beside the old shortwave radio, the one his father taught him to tune. It still worked, mostly. He turned the dial slowly, listening through the static. Hoping to hear something, a broadcast, a name, a voice. Kharkiv sector, updates, supply line broken near Kupiansk. He wrote it down in a school notebook. April 3rd. Kupiansk road broken. Mama still not back. Darina, sitting beside him with her head on his shoulder, whispered, "She'll come tomorrow." Maksym didn't answer. Seen, the stranger. The next day, a stranger appeared at the edge of the village, a man in a gray coat, limping, carrying a bag of books. He was bleeding from the hand, but smiling. "I heard there's a boy here who still listens to the radio," he said. Maksym stood in the doorway of the school turn shelter. "Who are you?" "A teacher," the man said. "Used to be, anyway. I was walking from Borova. Looking for a signal. Or a story." Maksym hesitated. "We don't get stories here," he said. "You do now," the man replied, and fainted on the steps. Where the crows don't fly. Part 2, the teacher and the letter. The schoolhouse. Night. Maksym laid the man down on an old geography map. The fabric still smelled of chalk and mold. The stranger's forehead was hot, and his hand torn and swollen. Darina handed her brother a scarf to wrap the wound. She had stopped crying days ago. Now she simply watched, waiting for someone to fix the world. "He said he was a teacher," she whispered. "That doesn't mean anything anymore," Maksym said. "But he's not a soldier. His hands are soft." Maksym glanced at the man's palm. Not soft, but careful. Ink-stained under the fingernails. A faint tattoo on the wrist, a bird in flight, black and half-faded. Seen, when he woke up. At dawn, the man finally opened his eyes. "Water," he whispered. Maksym gave him a tin cup, never breaking eye contact. "Who are you really?" The man coughed, then smiled. "My name is Anton. I used to teach literature in Izium. I escaped when the city fell. Been walking ever since." "Why here?" "Because I heard a voice on the radio. A boy, listing names. Sounded like a prayer." Maksym flushed. He hadn't known the mic was open. "You heard me?" "Yes," Anton said. And I heard her. Maksym stiffened. Who? Anton reached into his coat and pulled out a plastic bag. Inside, a folded page, water-damaged but legible. This letter was found near Borova. Pinned under a bicycle frame. Yellow scarf caught in the spokes. Maksym's breath caught. He took the letter like it might shatter in his hands. Seen the letter. It was her handwriting. Maksym, Darina, I'm okay. If I don't make it back, follow the voice in the static. There are people listening. I left your names with them. Don't be afraid to speak. Love you to the last crow. Mama. Maksym sat down hard, the letter clutched to his chest. Darina reached over and touched the page as if it were skin. She tried to come back, she said. Anton nodded. She got far. Farther than most. Why would she write about crows? Maybe because they always come back to the same place. Even after fire. Even after war. Seen the broadcast. That evening, Maksym returned to the radio. This time, he turned on the mic. To anyone listening. My name is Maksym. I live in Pizki Novosilitsiya. We are still here. If you hear this, we have Mama's letter. Her voice made it. So can yours. Anton sat behind him, wrapping a book in newspaper. Words can survive anything, he said quietly. Even silence. That night, the radio crackled to life with a whisper from the north. Copy that. We hear you. You are not forgotten. Where the crows don't fly. Part 3, The Edge of the Map. April 9th. The well behind the schoolhouse. The wind had shifted again. It now came from the west, cleaner, colder, with a scent of pine instead of ash. Maksym crouched over the bucket, watching the ripples on the water. Anton stood nearby, holding a hand-drawn map, faded ink on old school paper. There's a Polish aid team coming into Kharkiv. They're using shortwave. I can reach them. So go, Maksym said flatly. Anton studied the boy. Not without you. Maksym looked up. This is our home. This is a ruin, Anton said gently. Your mother wanted you to leave. She wanted us to follow her voice. I did. It led me here. Anton unfolded the letter again, pressing a finger to the final line. Don't be afraid to speak. She didn't say stay silent, Maksym. She said speak. That's how you survive. Seen the classroom. That night, the three of them sat in the old classroom. Darina was drawing crayons on the blackboard, coloring flowers around bullet holes. Anton had placed an old military handset on the desk. They'll pass near our area tomorrow night. One chance. And if they don't stop? Then we try again. Or we walk. Maksym sat in silence, staring at the crumbling ceiling. What if she comes back while we're gone? Would you want her to find no one here? Anton asked. Seen the signal. Midnight. Anton tuned the radio, searching for the flicker of life in the static. Suddenly, a beep. Then a voice, faint and sharp. This is Aid Route Alpha, Polish humanitarian transport, heading southeast from Bohodukov. Confirm coordinates for extraction. Anton grabbed the mic. Pizki Novosilitsiya. 3 civilians. 2 children. We have message from missing civilian linked to Izium list. Request pickup. The silence stretched long. Then a new voice, female, accented but warm. We have the letter. She was seen helping evacuations before the airstrike near Borova. Confirmed identity. We will come. Anton looked at Maksym, who had gone completely still. She was there. She tried. Maksym whispered, she made it farther than anyone said. Seen the fire. They burned their notes, their maps, the last of the schoolbooks, fuel for one final fire. Maksym folded his mother's letter into a tiny pouch and tied it around Darina's neck. If anything happens, you hold this. You tell them her name. Nothing will happen, she said. We're not alone now. Scene, the walk. At dawn, the three of them walked. Past the abandoned well. Past the fields where no birds sang. Past the place where her bicycle had been found. They walked through silence. Through the gray light. Through the cold that didn't seem to end. Until, finally, a vehicle. A white van. Red Cross. Polish plates. Two men stepped out, one woman holding a flashlight. Maksym, she asked. He nodded. We've been waiting for you, she said. Let's go home. Final scene, voice over the air. 1 week later, in a refugee shelter in Lublin, Poland, Maksym sat beside a new radio. He turned it on, fingers steady now. And spoke. This is Maksym from Piski Nova Silesia. Mama, if you can hear me, I kept your words. We followed the voice. We're safe. Darina still draws flowers. I still open the mailbox even here. And I'll keep speaking. Until the crows come back.